It was one of those still, weighted Sunday evenings, the kind that settles into your skin and makes the week behind feel like a burden you never quite dropped. The kind of night where the little lies we tell ourselves for comfort start to unravel, thread by thread. And just one thoughtless sentence, casually spoken, never meant to be heard, was all it took to undo the life I had once so carefully built with the man I believed would be my forever. I hadn't planned for Nathan to hear it. I didn't even know he was anywhere nearby. But those words, spoken without anger or intention, landed like a hammer and shattered everything we had spent years creating together. Sarah, my closest friend, had come over for a simple glass of wine. We were curled up on the couch in the soft warmth of the living room light, the air quiet and still. I believed Nathan was upstairs, sorting through boxes in the storage closet. At least, that's where he said he'd be. What started as light conversations slowly turned into something heavier. A slow release. A quiet confession. The emotional exhaustion I'd been hiding for months came pouring out like a dam breaking. The tension, the unspoken hurt, the silence that had stretched too long between us, it all surged forward. "I don't even know anymore, Sarah," I whispered, rubbing my temples as though I could massage the weight away. Some days, I honestly wish I'd never married him. As soon as I said it, an invisible chill pressed against my chest. Sarah's eyes widened in disbelief. "You don't mean that," she said, stunned. But I wasn't sure. Maybe a part of me did, the part buried under the routines, where love had worn thin and duty turned into quiet resentment. But there was another part of me too, still desperately clinging to what we once had, or at least to the memory of it. What I didn't know was that Nathan had been standing halfway down the stairs, close enough to hear every single word. The next morning, everything felt off. The kitchen was still, the coffee pot untouched. His keys weren't where they always were. The boots he left neatly by the front door were missing. At first, I assumed he had just left earlier than usual. But dread slowly crept in. Nathan never left without saying goodbye. Even on our worst days, he always kissed me before walking out. By noon, I tried calling. Nothing. I texted. Still no reply. Growing anxious, I opened my laptop, intending to message him at work. That's when I saw it, one new email. The subject line read simply, "Goodbye." The message said, "I heard what you said last night. I wasn't supposed to. But I did. You weren't angry. You were honest. And your honesty broke me. I gave you all I had. I thought you were just tired. I didn't know you were filled with regret. Please don't come looking for me. The divorce is already in motion. This isn't out of bitterness. I just can't continue being someone's mistake. Nathan." I couldn't breathe. I read the message again. Then again. There was no anger in his words. No blame. No plea to fix things. Just a quiet, complete goodbye. In a panic, I rushed to his office, hoping there was still time. But I was too late. He had already resigned that morning. His desk was cleared out. His phone number disconnected. His social accounts had vanished. I reached out to friends, no one had heard from him. Even his own brother said Nathan asked for space and didn't want to be contacted. It was as if he had erased himself. Days later, the divorce documents arrived in the mail. A neat envelope, everything already filed. His signature was there, steady, certain. All that was left was for me to check a few boxes, sign my name, and watch our marriage end as quietly as it began. I kept waiting for the storm to come, for anger, for denial. But none of that arrived. Just a crushing guilt that seemed to grow heavier with each passing day. Memories kept coming back. The early days, how he looked at me like I was the only person in the room. The way he showed up for me even when I didn't ask. His quiet support, his patience when I drifted, his steadiness when I crumbled. I remembered our last dinner together, how he seemed tired, distant, yet still trying. He hadn't walked away. I had. Slowly. Silently. 4 weeks. Sleep became impossible. I kept replaying that moment with Sarah, over and over again. Why did I say it? Did I really mean it? Or had I just let the silence between us grow so loud I started believing there was nothing left? Months passed. I even hired a private investigator. But there were no leads. No forwarding address. No new job. No financial activity. Nothing. Nathan hadn't just left me. He had vanished from the world. Eventually, I understood why. He hadn't left in anger. He left because he heard something he wasn't meant to hear, and it gave him clarity. Those words, raw and unguarded, showed him what I couldn't say to his face: I had stopped choosing him. And in return, he made a choice I never gave him: he chose peace. Now, sometimes I catch myself wondering where he is. Whether he's okay. Whether he found someone who sees him the way I once did, like he was the best thing that ever happened to them. Because he was. He always was. But I realized it far too late. He didn't leave to hurt me. He left to protect what little of himself he had left. And now, I live with the echo of that one sentence, one I can never take back.